The Chicago Bulls have had a mediocre last few years. Consistent play-in exits, consistent lottery picks that aren't high enough, and trading their best player for little to no draft capital. But last year, they might have hit hard on wing Matas Buzelis, a two-way shot-blocking four from the G League Ignite, who had some of the most enticing flashes in his entire rookie class. And I think they might have done the same thing in this year's rookie class with French wing Noa Essengue at pick number 12. Noa Essengue is a 6'10", 18-year-old wing with a 7'1" wingspan who grew up in France. Since the age of 15 years old, he's been one of the most premier French basketball prospects due to his unique combination of size and athleticism. Now, when people think about these young French prospects, a lot of people think of the failures such as Ousmane Dieng, Killian Hayes, and maybe Tajane Saloon last year. But personally, I had Noa Essengue top 10 on my board, and I think he's a much more advanced prospect in terms of how athletic he is and how good of a defender he is. Noa Essengue is the best perimeter defensive prospect in his class. He's extremely fluid athletically, and all of his movements look extremely elegant and quick, and he moves like a guy who's 6'4", but instead he's 6'10", with a huge frame. His big frame allows him to cover a lot of ground defensively, on and off the ball. Like I said earlier, Essengue's fluidity and movement on defense clearly pops off the screen. His stride lengths are awesome, and he can creep up and stay attached to you and beat you to the spot defensively more often than not, due to his balance and overall coordination at that 6'10" size. The Bulls really needed a skill in terms of a good perimeter defender and stopper. Matas Buzelis is a great defender, but he isn't as fluid on the perimeter defensively, and he's more of an off-ball shot blocker and a player who can rim protect with his instincts, speed, and insane leaping ability at his size, which I'll talk about later. Now, with the addition of Isaac Okoro, you have a pretty good core for you defensively who all give you different skills. Okoro mainly gives you wing and guard defense. Matas Buzelis is a true shot blocker, and Essengue can scale up to 4s and play some small ball 5 at times. For Essengue, his margin of error is pretty incredible defensively and always gives him a chance to fight back into the play. Playing against a player of his sheer size naturally makes opposing ball handlers to complicate their approach and find other ways to get past or beat him. He primarily matches up with wings right now, and I think that'll be his primary role in the NBA, being a guy with length who can disrupt other teams' best wing and bigger creator. Despite being a little slender at his 6'10" size, he's very good at taking physicality, and the willingness and verticality is a very important skill. Essengue is not necessarily built to play these smaller guards, but he's fine applying pressure and doesn't look uncomfortable at all. The main potential of Essengue defensively is his switch defensive potential and how flexible he looks guarding screens and staying attached. If Essengue can fix some technical stuff in terms of his defensive footwork and stance, such as playing too high at times and not playing low enough to the ground, we can see him becoming one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire world. He gives me some serious OG Anunoby vibes if he can go into his frame defensively. The level of length and movement are really similar. Essengue also offers some rim protection, not the same level of OG, but a solid 2.7 block percentage, which is pretty solid for a forward. The combination of him and Matas will offer a lot of resistance next to whatever big they're paired with going forward, and give them an extra security blanket defensively. His overall size makes him a pest off the ball defensively, and again, makes him a very strong team defender, similar to someone like OG Anunoby. It'll be hard to drive on the same side where he's on, and he'll overall just be a deterrent to a degree. Offensively, there's a lot more questions about Essengue, but I think there's some pathways. The main thing about his offense is playing in transition. I think he'll benefit off playing off Josh Giddey a lot, someone who's great as a transition passer. Essengue's ability to finish with contact, speed, and pace in transition will be a huge part of this Bulls offense. And I truly think the combination of Matas and Essengue on the wings next to Giddey will be a big part of the Bulls offense going forward. Because of his 6'10" size, Noa Essengue is just a good play finisher and is comfortable finishing all the way at the rim. He's a comfortable off-ball player and a cutter, shooting 28 of 44 on all cuts this season. And again, similar to his transition play, I think his off-ball movement and overall cutting will be amplified next to Josh Giddey. And offensively, I think Noa Essengue can operate as a small ball big. What really separates Essengue from some other prospects is the fact that he can close possessions. He's a great rebounder for his size and role, averaging 1.6 rebounds in 24 minutes. And like I said earlier, this also shows how comfortable he is playing physical and playing near the rim. He has upside to be a role-playing big, playing off of screens, straight up going through contact, which shows some untapped upside. His biggest weakness is definitely his shooting, and it's probably the difference between him being good or elite, but his shot doesn't look insanely bad, high release point, but the lack of strength and inconsistent footwork is what's really holding him back. His free throw percentage has steadily improved, going from 58% 2 years ago to 70% now, so he's definitely improving his touch right now. I'm in the camp where I think Essengue can still be a very impactful player, even without shooting that well. But again, becoming a good shooter opens up his entire game offensively. He becomes more of a closeout attacker. He becomes a capable decision maker. Essengue did start shooting better to end the year. He shot 35% in his last 12 games, a big improvement from 26% overall. Again, Essengue is not much of a ball handling prospect. He's not much of a creator, but he definitely has some skills for his size. His handle's pretty solid and he has pretty good feel off the catch. And I think that's where most of his upside comes from offensively, being a good off the catch scorer, being a player who can consistently put pressure on the defense at the rim. The same things that carry him defensively in terms of his movement and size carry over on offense, and he looks very fluid. He can be quick enough to punish NBA wings, and hopefully big enough to punish NBA guards. And again, for someone who's comfortable playing for physicality, I believe he can figure some rollout offensively. In terms of passing, he's capable but definitely not good yet. That's probably the one skill set where he lacks compared to other international wing prospects. He doesn't make many bad reads and he has a solid understanding of where the ball should go, but his passing touch is really bad right now and hopefully something he can fix. Now briefly I'm going to talk about Matas Buzelis I, one of my favorite wings in the NBA. Over the last month of the NBA season, Matas Buzelis averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 blocks, 1 steal on 52% shooting, 48% from free, and 66% shooting. That is an absolutely elite stretch from a rookie player to end the season while chasing for a play-in spot. And he truly has all the skills to be one of the Swiss Army all-star wings in the NBA. He gets off the ground extremely quickly for his size, and you can see it on both ends, in his rim protection and his quick transition dunks. But he also has a level of craft, a level of creativity with the ball in his hands and playing off the catch that you just don't see from guys this size. His shooting took a big leap to end the year, and if he can become a legit, capable catch and shoot shooter, he's going to be one of the best closeout attackers in the NBA with his athleticism. And the crazy thing is, for all the skills he has offensively, he's way better on defense. You don't really see guys who can move this quickly and also offer some rim protection. There's only a few other guys, Giannis, Scotty Barnes, Cooper Flag coming into the league. This is an extremely rare archetype of players. I know it's been a tough time for Bulls fans, and the front office has not been great at all, but I do think for the first time in a few years, you can start seeing something form with this wing duo defensively. Hopefully they give a runway for Noah to play a lot of minutes and Matas to start next season. And if the Bulls do give them that runway, I can't wait to see them lock up the rest of the league next season. If you guys enjoyed this video and breakdown, I'd appreciate if you subscribed and commented something that you liked in the video. Comment any questions about the Bulls, basketball, or something else I might have said. And give me some video ideas, give me some takes. I'm always here for discussion. I'll always respond to anything you say. I appreciate you guys for listening to this video. Thank you.